So we're talking with Maria this morning. Maria, you took up formal physical training not as a 20-year-old, but at a point later in your life. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I always enjoyed excellent health, and even though I'm not a sporty, athletic type of person at all, I was relatively active when I was younger. I used to love to dance at parties. However, I have osteoarthritis in my knees, which runs in my family. And after I passed my 50th birthday, all of a sudden it attacked me, and I could not walk a step without pain. But of course, I had to keep walking, I had to keep living. But it encouraged me to join a gym. I had done a little physical training, say 10 years earlier, which I enjoyed tremendously, but then I was strong as an ox, and I was doing it basically for weight loss. It was effective, I felt great, but my trainer moved away, and the gym wasn't fun anymore. So one day, when every step hurt, I walked into a gym and signed up, and 3 months later I came back for the initial training session. This training was conducted by a person I didn't really care for, and that she was just boring and didn't seem to like me very much. I mean, here I am putting money in her pocket, and she can't be a little more friendly. However, I did go back because I had that need. And one day I walked in and I met Jake. And I had been used to just sailing past the front desk, and Jake stopped me and wanted to see my membership card. And I said, "Oh, I never had to show that before." And Jake said, "Well, I'm new here and I don't know anybody, so how about it?" So I pulled it out, and there was just something about Jake's personality that clicked with me. And so, because I wasn't getting very far on my own, I thought it would be interesting to actually train with this person. And so we started. I would go to the gym. I'd have like 2 or 3 appointments a week, and it was expensive, but it was worth it. And after a while, I don't know when, this was over a period of at least 8 years, at one point, from then on, my knees didn't hurt anymore. They didn't hurt at all. The muscles surrounding the joint had been built up so that they were basically carrying the weight and not my poor little meniscus. And this was amazing. It was just amazing. And I, of course, thought it was all about me. But when Jake moved away, it wasn't fun anymore. So I stopped. I let my membership lapse. I never went in. And it took 5 years after doing this training before walking was painful again, as it is now. So I'm just, it was a miracle. No surgery, no, so to speak, rehab. Now, when I was diagnosed, the doctor, of course, being very responsible, supposedly the best one in the city for knees, had given me the little illustrated piece of paper with the exercises on it that you do at home involving, rope and things like that. And I looked at them and, boring. Didn't want to do it, just no. It just, exercising at home is not something I do. And it wasn't until I went into the gym and started working out with Jake that all of a sudden everything worked for me. And I'm not an easy person to get to do things I don't want to do. Well, for instance, cardio exercise, I hate that stuff. And I always have, and I always will. However, Jake would stand next to the bicycle with me, and we would gossip and tell jokes and talk about our day. In other words, Jake would make the 10 minutes, 20 minutes go by quickly. and tolerably. And so I got to be in great shape. No weight loss, but that wasn't what I was involved with. What I wanted to do was be able to walk without hurting every step. And that was accomplished. Let's see. The thing was, it was the encouragement and the instruction and the consistency and the good energy that made the change in my life. I still avoid exercise, my favorite exercise being turning the pages of a book. But if I had a chance to go back and train with Jake again, I'd do it in a minute. And the money would come from somewhere, because Jake is the most gifted trainer I have ever worked with, and also a very nice person. So, Dr. Sutherland, what other subjects shall we address? Have we touched all the bases?
I can't think of anything else to ask you. I would just point out to our listeners that when Maria talks about walking without pain, we should tell folks that she lives in San Francisco.
Hills.
So she's not talking about walking on the level.
No, hills and stairs. I live on a second floor Victorian apartment, lovely little building, but it's 16, you open the gate and it's 16 stairs up. Now, these days, no training, my knees hurt again. I'm doing the old lady, put the grocery bags on the two steps ahead of you, put them down, grab the banisters, haul yourself up. Move the grocery bags 2 steps up, grab the banisters, ascend. So I do definitely feel the effect of not exercising now. My muscles have atrophied, and I've lost weight, but not from exercise. And I do wonder if I went back into training again, if I could still get into skinny jeans, but with the increased quadriceps. But that's just, just one of those things that we'll have to find out the answer to.
Thank you so much, Maria.
You're welcome, Doctor.